Quite recently, Charlie is So Cool Like made a video. He talked about the things in sci-fi movies which physics allows for, namely time travel and the ability to bend the space-time continuum. And I don't know anything about physics. Physics is scary, and numbers and equations and but I know quite a lot about biology. So today I'm going to talk about the things in sci-fi movies and books that are possible by biological standards. First of all, the idea that there could be life on another planet is close to statistically certain. It's a really hard word to say, statistically certain. That doesn't mean that the situations that created life itself aren't rare. What it means is that there are just so many opportunities for them to happen. Now, there are 300 sextillion stars in the universe estimated. That's a really, really random estimate, and it's probably not true, but I wanted to use the word sextillion, and Wikipedia told me it was right. And each one of those stars has a certain number of planets that it can support. And the chances of those planets being the right distance away from their sun and having the right chemical composition in their atmosphere is rare, but not on this scale. The opportunities for them to exist is absolutely gigantic. There's an equation here. It's scary to me too, which discusses the statistical probability of life existing on another planet. And the statistical probability of life existing on one planet is so small, but you multiply it by such big numbers that I'm certain that life has existed, will exist, or currently exists. That's not to say that that life will look anything, or act anything, or be anything like us, but the chance that life exists, even as a microorganism, is just 100% for sure at some point in the 4 billion years that the universe has existed, and the continual longevity that will be an infinite spectrum of the universe. Number 2, the ability to live for a very, very long time, if not forever, is also currently in the works by scientists today. Scientists discovered something called telomeres, which are things at the end of your DNA which they think affect aging, because as your telomeres shrink, which is what happens as you get older, your DNA is more and more likely to become corrupted, which means that your cells would no longer function and then you die. If they figure out how to upregulate telomerase, which is the thing that adds telomeres back on, then you could effectively, it wouldn't make you invincible or anything, but effectively it would be able to prolong your life to an indefinite degree. The movie In Time, that's not going to happen. I don't know how many of you have seen the ad for the movie In Time. We wouldn't be able to dole out time like that. The idea that we could live to be 300 and possibly not age past the age of like 35 is currently in the works. Now it's a moral question whether or not we want to be allowed to do that, because that would destroy the planet and just it'd be crazy, and so many people would object to it, so it's probably not going to ever happen, but it is theoretically possible. And lastly, the idea of mutants, or higher evolved humans, which will evolve from humans. But the chance of them having telepathy, or telekinetics, or the ability to shoot lightning bolts out of their hands is close to impossible. The idea that humans could change the colour of their skin at will is possible. The idea that humans could breathe underwater, that's possible as well. Humans could morph into a different human is very unlikely, to the point where we're almost as certain that won't happen as we are that life on other planets will happen. So yeah, that's biological science fiction. And it always bugs me when I read a science fiction book and the biology is wrong, and that's one of the reasons I dislike science fiction slightly, is because they just get the biology wrong, and the physics is super cool and the spaceships are awesome, but the bio is just so off that I'm put off because I'm a nerd. Bio nerd. But now it's time for a random fact of the day. Did you know that it was possible for a fetus in the womb to get the hiccups? I'll see you tomorrow.